300 qualifying entries for the Pokémon Illustration Contest 2024 recently were announced. I entered in this contest a while back as soon as it opened up, and I had a lot of fun making my entry. I did make this video initially to discuss my entry, but since I started planning the video, it came to light that a lot of the qualifiers were not only AI art, but they were created by the same person entering under multiple names. The contest rules stated that you could enter no more than 3 entries, so I'm not really sure how this slipped under the radar. I wanted to address this before I got into talking about my entry. As you can see, this person entered under different names, and so many of the pieces have so many really identifiable telltale signs that they were made with AI. Like in one of them, Pikachu's arm is just kind of welded into the side of his face, and so many of the little details are so inconsistent and out of place on these. As an actual real artist who's been learning and teaching myself for so many years now, it's really disheartening to see such a massive company that I'm supposed to have so much respect for treat artists who are entering their art competition this way. It genuinely feels like such a slap in the face to all the people who tried really hard and worked their hardest on their entries, and I've seen so many amazing entries on Twitter going around that didn't even make the cut, which are really obviously better than the AI slop that was here. With that out of the way, let's have a talk about my entry. I didn't get through, but I had a lot of fun drawing this piece and I feel like I learned quite a lot. I chose Absol from the handful of Pokemon that you were allowed to pick from. This is a Pokemon I've never drawn before, so it was really interesting to try and do something new. I also thought I could kind of stretch myself with what I did with my art style for this. I think my art style is really defined by smooth edges, really saturated bright fun colours, and kind of soft vibes. So I wanted to go a little bit outside of the box and try some different brushes, some different colours, go for a kind of different overall feel than what I usually enjoy drawing. As you can see here in the video, I'm inking using a more textured, harsher pen. I usually use like a smooth studio pen. I think usually I use Syrup. That's a really nice, soft, rounded edge pen. Looking over the entries, I feel like a lot of people had the same idea as me. This is a really famous scene from Mystery Dungeon when you're on the run, you're a fugitive, and all the other Pokemon are trying to hunt you down and basically kill you. You're in the Winter Woods and Absol appears out of nowhere and he protects you from whoever it is that's chasing you down at that point in the game. I don't remember who it is. This has always been a really memorable part of the games for me, and I really liked Absol as a kid because of that part. I think the contrast of Absol looking really menacing and fierce, but being so kind and protective towards you in this moment is something that's always stuck with me. I don't really draw backgrounds very often because I don't feel super confident in them. It's a bit something I don't have a lot of practice in. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to try using some textures and drawing some background features. This was meant to look like it's taking place at the edge of a cliff with all the background and the horizon in the distance. I really wanted to emphasise the feel that you're far from home. I also always use cell shading in my art, so again I wanted to try something a bit different because I was using the textured brush pen, so I've gone for some softer, more textured shading, some blending. I really wanted to try and put an emphasis on the texture of Absol's fur and the harsh lighting that I was going for with this piece. In a minute you'll see I'm trying to get some lightning going on in the background. I really wanted to show that it's a dark place, the lightning is lighting up the scene. I've always admired the Pokemon card art that looks more traditional than digital. Artists who use a digital medium but yet still make their art look really traditional and hand-drawn, it's really impressive to me because it's something I've never really been able to figure out, so I've just stuck with my really soft cartoony style. So yeah, this piece was kind of really out of my zone of comfort and it's really different from what I know. I added this snow effect here that you can see flashing on and off. This was again inspired by the scene in the game. I really wanted to draw in as much as I could from that scene. And here we have the finished product. This was what I entered. Obviously I know it's kind of objectively nowhere near as complex or interesting or even as well done as a lot of other people's entries. But I think that's okay. I learned some new skills from this and a lot of really talented artists have gone forward in the contest, so I hope one of them is able to win and not the AI.